Cats, look at me. I'm the keyboard cowboy today. What's happening, my friends? It is a cold, gloomy day. It's been rainy, cold rain. A little colder than we like for springtime, but nonetheless, I take care of my business on here, manage my channel. I appreciate everybody's support on my channel. For anybody that's been around my channel for a while, realize that I like to manage my channel kind of PG. In other words, I don't put out the dark, dirty things on there. So the topic of my discussion today is, of course, Snitches Get Stitches. It's an old biker term that goes back to some of the one percenter clubs. You snitch, you tell on somebody, you're going to get stitches. I can't always tell all my stories. Some of them are just not appropriate for the channel. Some of them, I like to protect my own image. I don't want you guys to get a bad idea of who I actually am. Those things are in my past, though, and some of them are meant to stay there, lay where they rest. Some of the characters that I got involved with, on the same token, I don't want to throw them under the bus either. So, I don't want to incriminate people that I don't have to. Not that they're my friends anymore, or that I ride with them anymore, but some things happened and they weren't pretty, and some of the stuff I got involved in, I got way over my head, and it was kind of frightening as to how quickly that can happen. Now, when you get involved with the motorcycle culture, I think right away, as soon as I got into riding with different groups and clubs, I started to see the dark side of things. And the more I got into that rabbit hole, the deeper it went, and got myself into some situations that I would never have thought in my life that I would have gotten wrapped up in. But anyway, I got away from that, moved on, and I'm going to leave those stories behind because they're just better off there. One story I can tell you, though, about snitching, and it didn't pertain to the motorcycle world so much. This was on the job, but the guy that was involved was a biker, a guy that I had worked with. And during the summer, we would get on these seasonal employees. And one of the employees was an attractive young lady. Of course, these are just kids that are barely out of high school, that are, college students. And she was out on the job with this guy. There was a couple other characters on the job with them. And they were out kind of in a remote area, where there wasn't any public around or anything. And he started teasing this girl. An older fella, so he really didn't have any business, but I guess he thought it wasn't going to hurt to tickle her a little bit here and there, and he'd sneak up behind her and poke her, tickle her, and the other guys would chuckle and get a laugh out of it. Well, it progressed to the point where he actually picked her up and he was threatening to throw her in a patch of poison ivy. And she didn't take too kindly of it. She was kicking and fighting. And he grabbed her by the legs and he picked her all the way up by the legs. And she was furious. I mean, she kicked and squirmed and hollered. Well, she, as soon as she got back from the job that day, she went right to the boss. And she told the boss, she said, I just came here to work. I feel like I'm being harassed. This guy won't leave me alone. He started off tickling me and poking me. And she says then, he had to keep putting his hands on me, and eventually he picked me up and was carrying me over through the woods and was threatening to throw me in the poison ivy. And she said I couldn't get away from him. The guy was stronger than I was. So the boss did an investigation, and of course he pulled the other characters into the office that were on the job site, and they all told their rendition of the story. There's some details I'm going to leave out, but nonetheless, I got called into the office, and the boss said, "What do you know about this situation?" I said, "I don't know anything about the situation. I wasn't there. I wasn't on that job. I didn't show up on that job site. All I know is hearsay, what I heard. And that's about all I can tell you. But as far as witnessing anything, I didn't witness anything, so I can't really tell you." Well, one of the characters had witnessed the situation, and he went to the boss and he spilled the whole beans about what happened. Every little last detail. Well, the guy that did the poking and grabbing, he got a suspension. He got in big, deep trouble. Because on the job, I don't know about the job where you work, but anything like that can be construed as sexual harassment, and they take that pretty seriously. And on my job, they took it very seriously. Lucky he didn't lose his job. Well, he was furious and wanted to know who snitched on him. The guy that snitched on him started telling everybody in the shop that I was the one that did the snitching. So right away the guy, assumed that I was the one that snitched and started causing me all kinds of grief. And I told him, I said, "Dude, I didn't have anything to do with it. I wasn't there. I didn't see you. I don't know anything. I just know what the other guys have told me on the job, and that's about it. I don't know what you did, or, and neither did I go to the boss and tell the boss anything, because I don't know anything." Well, the character that did the snitching, he continued to point the finger at me, point the finger at me, point the finger at me. I was in the lunchroom one day, or I walked into the lunchroom one day, and he was in there with some other characters, and he said, "You guys better watch yourself. The snitch just walked in the room." That triggered me. I thought, okay, I've had enough. And I got right in his face, and it almost came to fisticuffs. He ended up running. I'm not kidding. He ran out the door. I went after him because I thought, I'm going to get to the bottom of this one way or another. And I made it clear to everybody. I said, "Here's your snitch right here." And he's trying to cover his butt by pointing the finger at me. But he's the one that went in the office, talked to the boss, and told the boss everything. He is the snitch. That was the end of him pointing the finger at me, because there wasn't anything else he could say about it. He was red-handed, the snitch. Luckily, he didn't get stitches, but he came awful darn close. Let's just say there was some chest butting going on there. You ever do a chest butt with somebody, like you're right there, like one false move and somebody's going to get cracked in the jaw, but you're not quite there yet. You're just bumping chests. And it's like, just come on, just take one swing, just give me a chance. And on the job, you don't want to compromise your position on the job either, because even things like that, even those kind of conflicts can put you in the office real quick with the HR department, and they want to know what's going on, what happened, and the whole ball of wax. And then I could have ended up getting disciplined. So I didn't want to touch the guy or anything, get in trouble for punching him. I didn't want to have charges filed on me for anything, but he had me hot under the collar. Well, that's the big story that I have for today. I don't know. I'm sure you have been in situations where you've been better off to keep your mouth shut. And I've been in a few of those situations, and I will remain to keep my mouth shut. Not that I'm afraid of getting stitches so much. I just don't want to incriminate other people. Thanks for watching today, and hopefully we can get outside here and enjoy some more nice weather. I've kind of become more of a fair weather rider in my older age. I have no reason to ride every day like I used to. And I still love to ride, and I do ride when I can. but I prefer the nicer days, when it's not I don't have to ride in the rain anymore. I don't have to ride in the snow, in the frost conditions. I don't have to freeze my tail off. I can wait until the sun's shining and the temperatures get up above 50. Anyways, cats, I love your support, and thanks for the support you've given my wife also, and the prayers. I truly appreciate it. Keep watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'd love to have you on board. And until next time, cats, ride hard and die free.